Hi, friends. Welcome back to our English Learning Story channel. Today, I have something very special for you. It's not just a story, it's a light, a fire, a deep voice that still speaks to our hearts. It's the powerful life story of Swami Vivekananda, one of the greatest spiritual teachers in the world. He was a young man who turned his questions into power, his pain into purpose, and his dreams into reality. If you are someone who feels lost, if you are looking for meaning, if you want to grow strong from the inside, this story is for you. And here's the best part. I will tell it to you in simple and clear English so you can enjoy and improve your language skills at the same time. Before we begin, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below. I am ready to rise, like Vivekananda. Let's begin our journey. Swami Vivekananda was born on January 12, 1863, in Calcutta, India. His birth name was Narendra Nath Dutta. His family was well educated and respected in society. His father, Vishwanath Dutta, was a successful lawyer. His mother, Bhuvneshwari Devi, was a deeply spiritual and loving woman. From the very beginning, Narendra was different. He was full of energy. He loved running, climbing trees, swimming, and playing with friends. But he was not just playful, he was also deeply thoughtful. Even as a child, Narendra asked big questions. Who am I? Where did the world come from? What is the meaning of life? Have you seen God? These questions were not normal for a little boy, but for Narendra, they were very real. He wanted answers. He had a sharp memory. He could read a book once and remember it. He loved reading stories from the Ramayana, Mahabharata, and other Indian scriptures. He was also deeply influenced by Western science, logic, and philosophy. As a teenager, he studied at the Presidency College in Calcutta. He read books by Kant, Hume, Spinoza, and Darwin. At school, he was known for his quick thinking and brilliant mind. But inside, his heart was still looking for something more. Narendra was very curious about God. He wanted to know, not just believe, that God was real. He started visiting different spiritual teachers and saints. He asked all of them one simple but powerful question. Have you seen God? Most teachers gave long answers. Some got angry. Some said it was impossible, but none of them satisfied him. He became confused. Was God just a story? Was there any real truth? Even though he was religious, he began to feel empty inside. He prayed, he meditated, but still, no answer. He was a seeker, but he hadn't found the path yet. One day, a friend told him about a holy man named Sri Ramakrishna, who lived in a small temple in Dakshineswar, near Calcutta. Go and ask him your question, the friend said. He's different. Maybe you'll get your answer. Narendra went to meet Ramakrishna with doubts in his heart. He looked at the simple man in front of him and asked, as always, have you seen God? Ramakrishna's reply shocked him. He said, yes, I have. I see God as clearly as I see you. In fact, I see God more clearly. Narendra felt a wave of energy in the room. Was it real? Or just imagination? He didn't know, but he felt something deep and strange. So he visited again, and slowly his doubts began to break. Ramakrishna spoke to him with love, not logic. He gave him experiences, not explanations, and Narendra started to change. At home, things were getting harder. His father suddenly died, and his family fell into poverty. They had very little food. Sometimes, Narendra had to walk barefoot. He had no job, no money, and no support. But still, he did not give up. He continued to meditate. He read scriptures. He served his mother. And he spent more and more time with Ramakrishna. One day, Ramakrishna told him, you have a great mission in life. You are born to spread truth, not just in India, but across the world. Narendra didn't believe it. He thought he was just a poor boy with no future. But Ramakrishna smiled and said, "You are a lion, not a sheep. You just forgot." Those words stayed in Narendra's heart forever. Before Ramakrishna died in 1886, he blessed Narendra and gave him spiritual power. He told him to be strong and take care of his fellow students. After his master's death, Narendra decided to dedicate his whole life to the service of truth. He became a monk. He took the name Swami Vivekananda, which means bliss of wisdom. And this was just the beginning of a journey that would shake the world. After the death of his spiritual master Sri Ramakrishna, Narendra felt a big emptiness inside. He had lost not just a teacher, but a father, a guide, and a light. But he remembered Ramakrishna's words, "You are not ordinary. You are a lion. Wake up." These words gave him strength. He looked at the group of young students who had followed Ramakrishna. They were confused. They didn't know what to do next. Narendra became their leader. He helped them stay united. They all started living together in a small house in Burnagar, near Calcutta. They practiced meditation, read scriptures, and lived a life of simplicity. They had no money. Sometimes they ate just once a day, but they were full of fire, a fire for truth, for service, and for spiritual growth. In 1887, Narendra and his friends took vows to become monks. They gave up their family names, their desires, and their comforts. Narendra became Swami Vivekananda. He chose the name Vivekananda from two Sanskrit words, Viveka, meaning wisdom or discrimination, Ananda, meaning bliss or joy. He was now ready to walk the land of India, not as a man, but as a monk. No money, no possessions, just faith, courage, and his mission. From 1888 to 1893, Swami Vivekananda traveled all over India, mostly on foot or by train. He met all kinds of people, rich and poor, educated and uneducated, Hindus and Muslims, kings and beggars. He saw two Indias. The first India was spiritual, full of temples, saints, traditions, and deep wisdom. But the second India was suffering, full of poverty, hunger, superstition, and ignorance. He asked himself, how can we talk about religion when people have no food? How can we speak of God when people are dying of hunger? This pain changed him. He understood that true religion was not just in chanting or rituals, it was in serving people. He began to say, "They alone live who live for others. The rest are more dead than alive." Swami Vivekananda now had a new mission, to wake up India, not just spiritually, but also socially. He wanted to bring back the self-confidence of the people, especially the youth. In 1893, a great event was going to happen in Chicago, USA. It was called the World's Parliament of Religions, a place where teachers from different religions would speak. Friends of Swami Vivekananda told him, "You must go. You can speak for India. You can speak for Hinduism. You can tell the world what true spirituality is." But there was a problem. He had no money. He prayed deeply. He felt that God wanted him to go. So, he started traveling again, this time to collect support. People were impressed by his wisdom, simplicity, and power. Kings and rich families gave him money to go to America. In 1893, Swami Vivekananda left India for the first time. He wore his orange monk robe, carried very little, and had a heart full of purpose. He traveled by ship to the West, first to China and Japan, and then finally reached Chicago. But when he arrived, he had a shock. The Parliament was still many weeks away, and he had no place to stay. He was not officially registered. No one knew him. He slept in parks. He walked alone. Sometimes People looked at his clothes and thought he was strange. But he didn't give up. One day, a kind woman named Mrs. George Hale saw him and talked to him. She was moved by his calm voice and deep eyes. She invited him to her home and helped him get invited to the parliament. Swami Vivekananda was finally given a chance to speak. On September 11th, 1893, he stood before thousands of people from around the world. He began his speech with a simple line, "Sisters and Brothers of America." The crowd stood up and clapped for 2 full minutes. His words touched their hearts. His voice was full of love, power, and truth. He spoke about unity, tolerance, peace, and the greatness of India's spiritual traditions. He didn't criticize others, he connected with them. Suddenly, the whole world was listening. After that day, Swami Vivekananda became famous. Newspapers wrote about him. People wanted to meet him, listen to him, learn from him. He gave lectures across America. He spoke at universities, churches, and private homes. He explained Hinduism, Vedanta, yoga, and the idea of service to humanity. But he didn't forget India. He kept saying, "The West has power and science. The East has wisdom and spirit. Let them come together, and a new world will rise." He stayed in the West for about 4 years, spreading India's message and building bridges between cultures. After spending several years in the West, giving speeches and meeting new people, Swami Vivekananda felt it was time to go back to his home, India. Although many people in America loved him and respected his ideas, his heart was still connected to his country and his people. He wanted to do something big for India. While he was in America, he often thought about the poor people in Indian villages. He remembered their pain, their hunger, and their sadness. He asked himself, "How can I help them? How can I bring change? How can I mix spiritual life with real action?" These questions gave him no peace. Finally, he decided, it's time to go home. When Vivekananda returned to India, people welcomed him with great joy. They saw him as a hero. But for him, this was just the beginning. He started traveling across the country again. He met farmers, students, monks, teachers, people from all walks of life. He saw the same problems: poverty, fear, and loss of confidence. He said to himself, "India needs to wake up. The people must believe in themselves again." Swami Vivekananda didn't just want to talk. He wanted to act. So he started a small group with his followers, people who believed in God, but also believed in helping others. This group grew into a powerful organization called the Ramakrishna Mission, named after his beloved teacher. Its goal was simple but strong: to help the poor, to teach the youth, to serve humanity, to awaken India's soul. Vivekananda told his students, "Do you want to serve God? Then serve the poor, the sick, the weak." That is true religion. He believed helping others is a spiritual act. Education is the key to freedom. Every person has power inside them. He repeated this famous line again and again: "Arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached." In the beginning, the mission had very little money. But Vivekananda didn't give up. He and his team opened small schools, health clinics, places for prayer and learning. They helped people after floods and earthquakes. They taught values and life skills. They gave hope. Vivekananda was more than a monk. He was a builder of dreams. He told people, "You don't need to copy the West. Believe in your own roots. Be proud of your culture, but also be modern. Use your wisdom to make life better for everyone." His ideas were new. Some people didn't agree with him, but many youth listened. They felt inspired. They saw him not just as a teacher, but as a leader. It wasn't easy. There were critics. There were setbacks. But Swami Vivekananda was calm. He said, "Even if one man believes in himself, he can change the world. So, he kept moving forward, one village, one person at a time. Soon, the Ramakrishna mission was known all over India. It built schools for poor children, hospitals for the sick, spiritual centers for seekers, relief camps during disasters. All of this came from one simple idea: serve man as God. His followers spread across the country and even to other countries. Swami Vivekananda had brought a new energy to India. He told every person, "You are not weak. You are not poor in spirit. You are a lion, not a sheep." This message gave people strength. It gave them purpose, and it gave India a new light. After building the Ramakrishna mission and traveling across India, Swami Vivekananda's health began to weaken. But his mind was still full of dreams, energy, and a fire that would not go out. Even though he often felt tired and sick, he didn't stop working. He still gave speeches. He still helped people. He still taught his students with love and passion. His followers asked him to rest, but he smiled and said, "I will rest only when my work is done." Swami Vivekananda believed that young people were the future of India. He told them, "Be strong in body and mind, learn from the West, but never forget your roots. Serve the poor, respect your parents, and believe in yourself." He often said, "Give me 100 energetic youth, and I will change the future of India." Many young people listened. They felt hope. They started to work hard, not just for themselves, but for their country. Vivekananda dreamed of an India that was spiritually rich, socially strong, united beyond caste, religion, and language. He said, "We need both science and spirituality. We need both action and prayer. We need both love and strength." He was one of the first leaders to speak of a modern, confident, and free India, even before independence came. As the years passed, Vivekananda's health got worse. Sometimes he had pain. Sometimes he had trouble sleeping. But he never complained. He spent more time in meditation. He talked more about the soul, peace, and the journey after life. In his last days, he told a few students, "I will not live to be 40. But that's okay. I have done my work." They were shocked, but he seemed calm, even joyful. On July 4th, 1902, just as India celebrated its Independence Day decades later, Swami Vivekananda quietly left the world. He was only 39 years old. He died while meditating, sitting peacefully in his room, eyes closed, heart full of love. His body was weak, but his soul, it was still shining. People across India cried. Leaders, students, monks, and even ordinary farmers felt the loss. But they also felt something else: hope, strength, inspiration. They remembered his words. They remembered his fire. And they carried his mission forward. Even today, more than a century later, Swami Vivekananda's name is respected in India and around the world. His ideas continue to guide teachers, leaders, spiritual seekers, youth full of dreams. Schools and streets are named after him. Books are written about him. Millions still read his words and feel brave. Swami Vivekananda's message was simple but powerful. Believe in yourself, serve others, and live with strength and love. That message still touches hearts. It still changes lives. It still builds nations. Even though Swami Vivekananda passed away over 100 years ago, his voice is still alive. Not in words alone, but in the hearts of millions, in the hands of those who help others, and in the minds of those who dare to dream. His teachings are not old ideas. They are alive, burning bright in every youth who believes in themselves. Whenever a student studies hard to rise from poverty, whenever someone helps a stranger, whenever someone says, "I can," that is Vivekananda speaking again. Yes, you, the one watching this video right now. He believed in people like you, not kings, not saints, but normal people with real struggles and real power inside. He said, each soul is potentially divine. The goal is to realize that divinity. In other words, you already have strength inside. You already have purpose. You already have greatness, just waiting to rise. You may ask, I'm just one person. What can I do? The answer is simple. Do your duty. Help someone. Speak with kindness. Learn with passion. These small things become big. Vivekananda didn't build temples with stone. He built temples with thoughts, actions, and love. You can do the same. Let's end this journey with some of his most powerful words. Arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. Take up one idea. Make that one idea your life. You cannot believe in God until you believe in yourself. All power is within you. You can do anything and everything. Let these words become your daily reminder. Let them fuel your dreams. Let them guide your path. Dear friends, if this story of Swami Vivekananda touched your heart, if you felt a spark of strength, courage, or hope, then don't keep it inside. Tell us in the comments. What part of his story inspired you the most? Like this video if you believe in your own power. Share it with friends who need some motivation. Subscribe for more real, inspiring stories in simple English, made just for you. Remember, the story of Vivekananda is not just in books. It is in you. So go out there and be brave. Be kind. And never stop believing in yourself. Because you, too, can change the world.